and White Castle, but we'll get to those later. Dick, how are you doing?
I'm
you
doing
lost some
great,
weight?
man. Happy to be here.
When you were
Big
gone,
shoes,
I
big
asked him-
guns to fill.
I asked about the weight loss too. Dick, we before show, how did you lose the weight?
I'm just throwing up. I've just been doing cocaine and throwing up all day, every day. It's great. If you haven't tried it, it's a little pricier than some of the meal plans and gym memberships, but I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I call that the popular girl diet. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what it was in high school. Yeah.
No, I lucked out and found an insanely hot Pilates teacher, which has inspired me to keep going every day, sometimes twice a day. That's all. My girlfriend's been doing Pilates for a long time, so I started doing it, and I stopped, honestly, not drinking every day. And it's not the booze. I don't want to sound like I'm blaming liquor for anything because it's done nothing but good for me.
Yeah, it's purely wonderful.
It's the liquor drinking late at night and then getting bored of drinking and deciding to eat an entire bag of shelled sunflower seeds. That's made me so
You have
fat.
to buy them with the shell. Otherwise, without that barrier of protection there, you can eat 1,000 calories in sunflower seeds in 2 seconds.
What I have is a new snack, which is a sunflower seed with a shell on it, with a pumpkin seed shell around that, with a peanut shell around that, and then with a plastic form container, that they ship batteries in around on top of that. So I have to tear through that to eat one sunflower seed.
Well, keep your weight under control. I mean, I've heard sources are telling me that Pilates is very gay.
I want to talk about the shell thing before the topic switches. So when I first met my wife, my father-in-law, who was just her dad at the time, was this like barrier to someone I like. He was the line of defense. And I didn't start seeing him as another human until he explained to me that he would eat his pistachios and save up all the impossible to open ones and give them to his wife. So she would have a bag.
To prevent her from gaining weight or to just fuck with her?
I think he was just fucking with her.
Fucking with her? I know. When I eat popcorn with my girlfriend, I'm eating at an accelerated pace just so even though she's like, her body is perfect, but I still have this weird thing with I gotta eat this shit before she does.
You're jumping on the grenade for her. It's a service you're offering.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Oh, I always think of it differently. Like if there's a big bag of chips or something and me and my girlfriend are both eating, I'll rush and eat more because in my head it's like, I'm bigger. I deserve a higher percentage of this snack. If it were 50-50 split, we're not the same size. That's not fair. This is like a progressive tax system. I got a lot more cells to feed and things, and the science is definitely it's settled science.
The mindset is you need to eat all those popcorn kernels or whatever they are because you have to fuck that. So you're just you're maximizing what you're fucking, basically.
It just sounds so wrong when you say it out loud or when you think it or when you do it. That's my only problem with it. I'm with you on the snacks, Taylor. Like if guacamole comes out, I will visibly cut that line at about 60%, 65%. And if one chip wanders over to my side, it's on. It's fucking World War III.
Well, good. I see you have the same thing I do, where I'll be like, man, if I lose a lot of weight, my head will be like a normal person's size head. No, it's not.
That, huh?
Yeah, I noticed. Like, I have the same condition as you. Like, I got down to 170 pounds like 5 years ago, which on my frame is very, very thin. And it was like my head as fat and enormous as ever. No weight off of the skull. And it's just good to see a solidarity, brother.
Yeah, it's pumpkin head syndrome. Very common in Mexicans. You might have a little Mexican in you, Taylor.
Maybe. I've
only
never
on weekends.
Yeah, only on
I waited. I told everybody that I was going to get under 200 pounds by Burning Man or I would eat my own dick, which I did do.
Which one?
Had it taste.
Yeah.
Had my dick taste.
Yeah.
But I waited until that moment to like shave my beard just so I would look like I had a thin face because otherwise, never going to happen.
When was Burning Man?
Last week.
I know you do that shit every year.
What did you weigh?
Yeah, I got back a couple days ago.
What did you get down to? Just 199.6? Like
198.
Nice.
198.
Little wiggle room. You don't see that in the UFC.
I think 197 is a little feminine for
Yeah.
me, so I'm probably gonna hover at 198 for.
I only weigh even numbers. Odd numbers, feminine. I agree.
Yeah.
That's
for some reason.
Have you ever been in a fat phase and you'll enter in on a BMI calculator what you are, and you'll be like, that can't be right. Like,
oh yeah, obese. Yeah, no, that's not right. This is a fucking Chinese site or something's wrong with it. This is a Russian propaganda site.
This is awful. And then I'll go to like Tumblr and get my body positivity back, and I'll look at some horrible obese whale of a woman and be like, if she can pretend to be happy online, I can pretend to be happy.
I have wide hips and big calves. BMI calculators don't accurately represent my health. I'm convinced.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I have a head.
That's how all science is.
Doesn't
right?
count.
Yeah, you got a lot of like forehead weight. It doesn't mean you're
Thank
heavy.
you, Woody. Thank you.
Yeah.
A lot of forehead weight. It's not that my hair is retreating back towards my ass. It's that I have my forehead is growing like dark matter, like space time.
Yeah,
So how did you really lose? I guess you told us you stopped drinking and snacking, and that's all you needed to do.
Yeah, I did a shitload of Pilates, man, because I can't. If I work out, I'll just like bulk up and get fatter, and I'll do that like Mexican guy in the yard thing, or like I'll do that uncle thing where it's just you have that nice bulk, but you also are carrying a keg in your shirt at all times, and
I'm aware of that thing.
Yeah, it's not the same, man. You can't just power through it. So I did all of the, as you say, Taylor, gay exercises obsessively. I got a fucking bike from my father who rides bicycles all the time. He's always, I mean, he's Mr. Bicycle. He set me up with like a bike starter pack, a road bike, those clip-in shoes that I put on for the first time and immediately fell over. Just thinking, look, you never see fat guys on a bike. So get your fat ass on that bicycle every day. You read 2 mean Reddit comments, get on that bike and ride for 40 minutes and then that's it.
What is a Pilates? I don't know this. I can't seem to. What's Pilates?
So it's like yoga where you're doing poses and
I've seen porn.
Lifting your legs. Yeah, there you go. It was developed. I think it was developed by a guy in a concentration camp to keep up his muscle mass when he had nothing else to work with.
For real.
So it's like, yeah, for real. His name was Joseph Pilates. I think. I don't know. Right as I'm saying it, I realize I'm repeating information that I learned from an Instagram thought. So this is like my nightmare. I have no idea if she. Yeah, but it's. So I think it's isometric exercises like that. You really focus in on your core, which is a very big muscle. Burns a lot of fat. It's really hard. It's really hard, and I feel like an asshole.
Isometric exercises are exercises where you're not really moving; you're just holding muscle under tension, right?
I think that's it. I don't know. It's ballerina shit, Woody. It's ballerina shit. That's how I describe it.
Okay.
Did we lose Taylor?
It seems like it for a second. Ballerina shit. So, like planking might be Pilates?
Yes. Yeah, planking. But it's on like a furniture dolly. Like you're planking on a furniture dolly, so you have to hold it still as it's trying to wiggle around.
It's fun. So I've added gymnastics rings. You know the things people do an iron cross on?
Yeah.
I've added that to my exercises. Like I'm doing push-ups on them. Of course, I'm doing pull-ups. I'm doing like a lot of shit on that, and made everything twice as hard. So I get the furniture dolly, like how it push-ups on the ground hardly work my chest. Like I tend to do it mostly arms, but on the rings,